In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Sadrisham cheshtate swasya prakritir jnanamanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Means each thing, each Atma acts according to its own Prakriti Guna. It has got its own latent tendencies and it will do accordingly only. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. You cannot restrain it, constrain it or force it to do something different. It will do only exactly what it is, its Prakriti Guna. So, what is this Prakriti Guna? This one is the inherent latent tendencies of that particular being. Now that being, what is that being? It is a being which has come into being. It is from the previous Janma, the Sukshma Sharira with its the Atma, the memory, the Karmendriyas, all that together bundled up goes out of the old body on death, and then it enters into a new body after a certain process and time interval. What is that new body it enters into? It is a new body which is exactly according to its Prakriti Guna. These are latencies, the tendencies inside it, inherent in it, which according to its thoughts and actions in the previous Janma and so many previous Janmas have accumulated and set it in a particular course of action. If you are moving in a particular forward motion, then you lift one step and put it down and lift other step and put it down. Exactly at that time the person dies, the Atma moves on. Then that next step is going to come down in the same direction. These are simple logical statements and which you can see from your practical experience. So the Jivata will definitely go only in that direction, and that is known as the Prakriti Gunam. Prakriti Gunam is the inherent tendencies of that Atma, the Jiva.
Is that the same as vasanas?
Yes. These are the vasanas are tendencies. These are actually, there's an accumulation of memories and memory of actions. So when you are used to doing something, you do it again without thinking. So these are the Prakriti Gunas and accordingly they will do. So a person who is particular type will remain of that type. Then what happens in that new Janma, that Jiva will automatically grasp the things which are inherent in nature to it, the Prakriti Guna, and move on. Like Bhagavan Shankara was a child of 6 or something when he constrained his mother, forced her to agree to him becoming a sannyasi.
You mean Shankaracharya?
So, yes.
Adi Shankara.
Bhagavad Gita. So the mother had to agree and then he became a sannyasi. Why did he not say, I want to become a big millionaire or an industrialist? His vasana was that. Whereas there are other people who become kings or whatever, each according to his own. So these are things which cannot be counteracted. But in the subsequent Janma, which has just started, a person can have a volition, individual choice to pick and choose and then to grow in that direction. He may choose deliberately to not to follow the vasana but to do the contrary, in which case he will become confused and lost. You will hear so many of these stories in these things, like the Narayana Bhattadiri and Poondanam's stories. Narayana Bhattadiri was a wayward fellow, very very much into sense objects and womanizing, drinking and all that. But somewhere along the line he got a correction of course and then became a very saintly person. Whereas Poondanam was a pavam, he was a very simple soul, and his only thing was that he'll be God-fearing and God-loving. But ultimately they both reached the same goal because what they worked for, they were able to achieve. They both wanted to be with God and were able to achieve that. So Prakriti Gunam is what comes with you from your earlier actions. But in this life, the jiva is in a position to choose and select and to work hard upon its own line of action. So that's it.